Hi guys, and welcome to my second episode of tutorials about kit making. As I said in the previous video, I will show you now how to do a kit from scratch. That means how to draw a kit from a picture. I recently made in Belgium away kit from this year 2018, so I would like to show you how I did it in this video. Okay, what we will need. First of all, we need a good picture of the kit itself. I normally search the kits or the pictures of the kits in the official websites of the clubs or nations, but in this case, as it's a league, I would like to present a site where I almost every time find good pictures of the kits I'm making. The site is called Footy Headlines, and they have a lot of information about technical stuff, football technical stuff, as boots, club jerseys or club kits, or anything related to it. So in this time, as you can see, it's released on Thursday 15th March 2018. So let's see the kits itself. It's very simple at the first look, but on this picture you see a detailed texture on it. If you see the texture of the kit, you see a pattern which we will recreate. It's nothing that you can't do even if you are a newcomer. It's only a line separated in columns, and in every column is a wider part of this line. So let's start. I already made it, as I said, therefore we will create this kit again from the scratch. Okay, now I every time start with a new PSD file, therefore please go to File, New, and set a name. For example, Belgium away. Scale, white 420 pixels. Height the same. Resolution 300 pixels. And a transparency background. You click OK. And then you have a new blank document. Now you need to create the structure. You can do it easily when you take a PSD file from the templates. You only copy there the texture, maybe some parts of the template itself that is the same as in the kit you want to make, or you draw it itself. Okay, let's do it, for example, with a template file. Okay, templates, Adidas. I open a file. When I have it, I only duplicate the texture and the base to the new Belgium away PSD file that I already created. It will take a while. Okay, now I have what I need. So I click on the texture. With the right click, I open the options and I choose duplicate group. Then I choose the destination when I want to duplicate it. Destination, duplicate, and I want to duplicate into Belgium away. Okay, then I need a base. I do the same, duplicate group to Belgium away. Okay, when I now click to Belgium away, I see these boats in the design already. Therefore I need to change the structure. Texture must be always the first, base is the last one. When I do a new kit, I always create another group. It's called, for example, away, as I always create one PSD file for one club, in which are the home, away or treat design for the kits. And in this case we do the away kit, therefore the new group is called away. I put the base in it, and then I create another group called design. That's not the design you maybe think, but that's a design for the masking, or I only called it so. I can call it mask. What's a mask I will explain later. Okay, now what I need a group called color for the color. I need a group called logos for the logos, and I need a group for design. Okay, let's change the order. Oh, sorry. Okay. And what now? I have to do the masking part. Okay, I choose, or I open the base group, hold Ctrl and click on the layer. As you can see in the on the right side of the hand is a square, and when I click on with the left mouse button, it will select the whole layer. You see the selection here. Now I go to the group mask and click on add layer mask here. When I do it, sorry, back, Ctrl Z, Ctrl Alt Z is the right one. I click on layer mask, and I don't know why it's not working. Why? Now, okay, it's working. Only not visible. Okay, we now created a mask, which means only what's in the white part will be visible. Everything else, what's behind it in the black part, will not be visible. It's something like a cutout of the made template. Now I have to do the design, or this pattern. That's really easy. I always do it with a new blank PSD file, and in this time we can choose only 240 pixels wide, because we need only the center part. Okay, now we created something like this, and we have to create the part. If you the texture, if you look on it, it have the same white on every column. Therefore I decide to draw a line. Normally go here, it's a rectangle tool, it's that means you will draw a shape. You can do it with the left mouse button, normally drag and drop, but you can do it also with a back. You can do it also with a double click. Now a rectangle option tool will show up, and you can say you want to have a line that is 240 pixels wide and only 1 pixel high. Why only 1 pixel? Because you need to draw this line, this thin line, and 240% because you do it for the whole template. Now you have to center it. Control A, it's the select all shortcut, and then click on the move tool and center horizontal or align horizontal. Now what you have to do is to align it to the bottom, and then Control D to deselect. Now you have a rectangle. I zoom it a little bit with Control plus, and you have a thin black line on the bottom. When we see this pattern, we see it as 3 parts. The thin one, a little bit bigger, and a bigger part. Then again a thinner one, and a thin line. So we need to have 3 columns. 1, 2, 3. For example, 10 pixels wide, and we need to have the same for the rows, but in this time, as we choose only 1 pixel height, we move this one 4 pixels up. I explain why. Because the bigger part will have 3 pixels high, and the biggest part will have 5 pixels high. So when 5 pixels is in the middle of this line, that's 2 pixels low and 2 pixels above, and we need 1 pixel as a gap. Okay, we have it now we have now 4 pixels up. So yes, and we draw another square, 10 pixels wide and 3 pixels high. And now we move it to the center of this line. With Ctrl J, we duplicate it. With Shift and 2 times right arrow, I already skipped every time 10 pixels. So in this case, I have it in the right position. Now again, Ctrl J, back, Ctrl T, and the height of 5 pixels. Enter. Now we have the first part of the pattern already made. Now 50. Okay, I zoom it a little bit, and I see a small mistake there. or this is, yes, this is wrong. Okay, now what I have to do, I make a group, and these two or these three layers I give into it. Now again Ctrl J to duplicate the group, and I move it, and again and again and again for the whole area. Okay, now I have the first line with the pattern already made. Now what I can do is to create another group and give this all to the group itself. Now I duplicate this group and move it 1 pixel above, and as I see, in every pattern or in every column I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 same lines. Then we do it every time 5 times. Number 4 and number 5. Now we have 5 lines of the pattern already made. Now I select all of them, click with the right mouse button and merge layers. Now I have a layer, not as a shape, rasterized layer with the made pattern. Now I can work a little bit faster. Again, Ctrl J, as you can see, and now 10 pixels to the right side, but I need to have it also on the left side, so I duplicated it again and moved this copy to the left side. Okay, I merge these two layers and make it again, and 1 time to right, and again and again and again and again and again. I can merge it, zoom a little bit out and do the same. Okay, now I have only merged these two and I have the pattern already made. Normally, now drag and drop, and I have to give it to the design. It's already there. What I now need to do is find the center, as the layer or the template is 420 pixels wide, the center is 210 pixels, and I have to center this part or this pattern to the center of the layer. So I need to do something like this. Yes. Now I have the pattern centered and I can turn it off. What I need to do now is to draw arms or shoulders for the kit, this part, or I make the color or something else, but we will work with the arms or shoulders. I always use the pen tool It's the best tool from Photoshop, I think. Normally choose pen tool. You have to have here shape, not only a part. I use also parts, but for other things. In this case we need to draw a shape. Okay, now shape. I click normally somewhere here where the shoulder or the arm should end, and click down here, but I hold the left mouse button, and now I can move or drag the part to have a perspective or to have an angle for it which I want. I would say something like this would be fine. Now I release it, click here, 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 and merge it. Now I have a shape. This shape I can duplicate, go to edit, transform part, and flip horizontally. Now to the move tool, I click the move tool and move the part. Normally move the part to the left side, and now I have it centered here. Now I can merge these two shapes and rasterize them. Rasterize layer, always with the right click on the layer and do something with it. Now what I have to do, I have to double click the layer, color overlay, outer glow, multiply black 24 pixels for the opacity, and spread and size 2. The same with the inner glow, blending mode to screen 12% for the opacity, 2 and 2 for the choke and size. Okay. Now we draw our arms or shoulders. Now what we have to make is this line. I don't know if you see it right, but there's again a smaller part for the bottom of the kit. How I do it? I normally hold Ctrl, again click on the base or on the mask to select it, move the selection 10 pixels up with shift up arrow, no sorry, Ctrl Z, not the move tool, the rectangle tool, shift arrow up. Now Ctrl Alt E is for not Control Shift E is to invert the selection. As you can see, it inverted it. Control Shift E, and I clicked on a new layer here. I have a new layer here, and I take the brush tool and normally paint the bottom. Okay, now again to the move tool, Ctrl D to deselect it, double click on the layer, and outer glow again and inner glow the same. Okay, why I didn't choose color overlay? Because I will turn off the fill of this layer. As you can see, only the effect is visible, not the drought part. Why I did this? Because I want to have the line visible under my pattern. Okay. Now we have the bottom part, we have the arms, we have the pattern that we need. What we need now? Let's make the pattern to the end. Okay, I don't know. You have to select the pattern, and I now look a little bit how high it is. It's a bit high. Okay, we will do it so we zoom it a little bit out with Control minus. And how about to shrink it a little bit? Will it look better? Maybe yes. Yes, maybe yes. Or we can leave it as it was with Control Alt Z, or Control Shift Z. It's the same again, as you wish, but I would say this one is better. And now what we have to do, we now do the perspective. That's something what I do, but almost none of our creators do it, to give a perspective to lines, that they look really like 3D. Okay, you should find the middle of the horizontal side, normally from the rubber, drag and drop a line, and now click and don't release the left mouse button, and now hold Alt and make a square. It should be 420 pixels high and 240 pixels wide to cover the whole shoulders. Again, Control Shift E to invert it, and now you have to select the rectangle tool and layer via copy. That means, no, sorry, delete the other, again, invert the inversion. And as you made this selection, again, I do it again. I do the selection from the center with Alt 240 or 44 or 240 pixels wide, 420 pixels high. Now right mouse button, layer via copy. I turn the previous layer off, and now I have a centered pattern which I can transform that it look realistic. Control T to it, and you see this warp icon or warp models icon next to the transform. You click on it, and now you have this warp that you can make. I always choose squeeze and set it to 20. Do you see what I did? I squeezed the pattern, and it now really looks like it's from the it's originally from the kit. I hit enter to have it right, and now I have to do only the colors. No, sorry, Now I have to do also the arms. What I need to do is to duplicate it again, Ctrl T, and set an angle of -17 to the right side. I move it a little bit here. And the same, Ctrl G, edit, transform, flip horizontally to the left side. Now I only with Ctrl and left mouse button select the arms I draw and give there a mask to every arm pattern. Now I need to change the base, color overlay to yellow, or this yellow, or this yellow, or you can do it with this. Okay, I take this picture normally with drag and drop to Photoshop and select the colors from the kit. This one and this one. Okay, back to kit. The base color is this one, and the pattern color is this one. Only change the color overlay of the pattern. And to the arms too. Okay, what we need is to make the color. I take it from the previous kit, but I can take it from any kit I already made. That's the same. Okay, I can duplicate the whole group, it will be faster. Okay, I turn this off and I duplicate the whole color to the Belgium away. Now I only need to change the color overlay. It was black. I always choose this for the black, as it's a little bit softer than the normal black. The same with the back part. Okay, and what I need is also Adidas stripe from this design. The Adidas stripes are this one. Yes, I duplicate them to the Belgium away. I could draw them, but why should I do it if I already have them? And I need to separate these two lines from each other, as the upper one is red and the lower one is black. How will I do it? I again make the selection of the mask, control left click on the mask, you see the selection. Now I go to select, modify and contract. Contract, I would say 4 pixels or 3 pixels. Let's choose 4. Yes, that's right. And now I do Control Shift E to invert it, and with a rectangle tool clicked, I clicked with the right mouse button and layer via copy. No, layer via cut. I will cut the layer out. Now I have 2 layers. One is for the upper part, for the red. Can choose this red. And one is for the lower part, for the black part, for the black line. Okay. What I need else? I need only the Adidas logo and the Belgium Football Federation logo. Okay, now to logos. You can normally find them on internet, but I have already downloaded on my desktop. That's the Belgium one. I open it, drag and drop. Now Ctrl T. As you already know from the previous video, the height is 42 pixels. And I need this black part. It's really easy. Stroke with black, 4 pixels. And now only the Adidas logo on the left side. This one. Duplicate it. Adidas Belgium away. I move it a little bit. Color overlay. Black, and that's all. I made a good looking kit. If I look on the previous kit, I would say better yellow one would be good, so I changed the overlay of the base to something like this. And the pattern overlay also for something like this. Okay, this one. The same color. And the same color here, and to the color itself, this one. And that's all. We're finished. Thank you for watching it, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Goodbye.